Staying calm in a chaotic world begins with cultivating mindfulness, which is the practice of being fully present in the moment. Mindfulness allows you to observe your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment, creating a sense of clarity and emotional balance. In our fast-paced lives, it is easy to get swept away by a constant stream of worries about the future or regrets about the past. These thoughts can easily escalate into stress, anxiety, or feelings of being overwhelmed. Mindfulness trains the mind to anchor itself in the present, helping you respond to situations with greater clarity and composure rather than reacting impulsively. One of the simplest ways to practice mindfulness is through conscious observation of your environment. This could be as simple as taking a few moments to notice the colors, shapes, and textures around you or listening attentively to sounds without labeling or judging them. By focusing on these small sensory details, the mind becomes engaged in the present moment, reducing the tendency to ruminate over problems that may never come to pass. Even a few minutes of such focused attention daily can gradually strengthen your ability to stay centered under stress. Another effective method is mindful breathing. Paying attention to your breath anchors you in the present and has an immediate calming effect on the nervous system. When you feel tension or anxiety rising, taking slow, deep breaths helps to signal to the body that it is safe to relax. Unlike shallow or rapid breathing, which is often associated with stress and panic, mindful breathing slows the heart rate, lowers blood pressure, and provides a moment of mental pause. Over time, this practice not only helps you manage acute stress but also strengthens your overall emotional resilience. In addition to sensory observation and breathing, mindful meditation is a powerful tool for cultivating a calm mind. Meditation does not require complicated rituals or hours of practice. Even 10 to 20 minutes a day can make a significant difference. By sitting quietly and observing your thoughts as they come and go, you begin to understand the impermanent nature of your mental experiences. You learn that thoughts are not facts and that emotions, however intense, will eventually pass. This awareness reduces the tendency to overreact or be consumed by negative emotions. Mindfulness can also be applied to daily activities, transforming mundane routines into opportunities for calm and clarity. Whether you are washing dishes, walking, or drinking a cup of tea, doing these actions with full attention rather than on autopilot enhances your connection with the present. Paying attention to the sensations, movements, and rhythms of these activities grounds you and reduces mental clutter. Over time, this approach fosters a habit of living consciously rather than being carried away by constant distractions. Another aspect of mindfulness is the practice of self-awareness. Being aware of your thoughts, triggers, and emotional patterns enables you to respond rather than react. For example, noticing that a certain type of news or social media post provokes anxiety allows you to make conscious choices about your consumption of such content. Similarly, recognizing early signs of stress, such as tension in the body or racing thoughts, allows you to intervene before emotions spiral out of control. This heightened self-awareness fosters emotional intelligence, which is crucial for maintaining calm in challenging situations. Mindfulness also strengthens the ability to accept uncertainty. Much of the stress in life comes from wanting to control outcomes that are beyond our influence. By observing your thoughts without judgment and acknowledging your feelings without resistance, you gradually develop a sense of acceptance. This does not mean passivity or resignation. Rather, it is an understanding that you can face life's challenges with clarity and composure, even when things are unpredictable. Acceptance reduces internal resistance, which is often a major source of mental agitation. Consistent practice of mindfulness leads to long-term benefits for both mental and physical health. Studies have shown that mindfulness reduces symptoms of anxiety, depression, and chronic stress while enhancing cognitive flexibility, focus, and overall well-being. It creates a mental space where you can pause, reflect, and make conscious choices rather than being driven by habit or emotion. This mental clarity allows you to navigate complex or stressful situations more effectively, maintaining calm even in the face of external chaos. Moreover, mindfulness encourages a compassionate approach toward yourself and others. By observing your own thoughts and emotions with non-judgment, you naturally extend this perspective to the people around you. This reduces reactive behaviors, conflicts, and emotional turbulence in interpersonal relationships. Calmness becomes not just a personal state but a ripple effect that influences your interactions, creating a more peaceful environment in your daily life. Incorporating mindfulness into a busy life may require deliberate effort initially, but small, consistent steps yield profound results. Simple routines, such as setting aside 5 minutes in the morning to focus on breathing, pausing to notice sensations during your commute, or reflecting briefly before bed, help anchor you in the present. With repeated practice, mindfulness becomes a natural response to stress rather than an occasional activity. Ultimately, the secret to staying calm in a crazy world begins with the recognition that your mind does not have to be at the mercy of external circumstances. By cultivating mindfulness, you gain the ability to observe without judgment, respond with clarity, and remain centered regardless of the chaos around you. This inner calm is not an escape from life's challenges but a foundation that allows you to meet them with resilience, clarity, and composure. Through daily practice and conscious awareness, mindfulness transforms not only your reaction to stress but your overall experience of life, allowing you to navigate a complex, fast-paced world with serenity and balance. Managing stress and maintaining calm in a chaotic world relies heavily on mastering controlled breathing and relaxation techniques. The human body and mind are intimately connected, and when one is under stress, the other reacts almost immediately. Stress triggers a cascade of physiological responses, including an increase in heart rate, rapid breathing, muscle tension, and a surge of stress hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline. These responses, while useful in short bursts for survival, become harmful when prolonged, leading to anxiety, fatigue, and a sense of being overwhelmed. By using breathing and relaxation techniques, you can directly influence your nervous system, signaling it to shift from a state of alertness and tension to one of calm and balance. Breathing is one of the most immediate tools available for calming the mind and body. Most people breathe shallowly and irregularly during stressful moments, often without realizing it. This shallow breathing limits oxygen intake and can exacerbate feelings of panic and tension. Practicing controlled breathing, on the other hand, helps regulate oxygen flow, reduces the physiological effects of stress, and provides a mental pause from racing thoughts. Techniques such as deep diaphragmatic breathing involve inhaling slowly through the nose, allowing the abdomen to expand, and then exhaling fully through the mouth or nose. This type of breathing engages the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the body's rest and digest state, counteracting the fight or flight response. One of the most effective breathing exercises is the 4-7-8 technique. This method involves inhaling for 4 counts, holding the breath for 7 counts, and exhaling slowly for 8 counts. This rhythmic pattern not only slows down the breathing rate but also creates a natural calming effect on the nervous system. The extended exhale is particularly important, as it encourages the body to release tension and signals the brain that it is safe to relax. Practicing this exercise regularly can make it easier to manage stressful situations and maintain composure during moments of uncertainty or conflict. Progressive muscle relaxation is another powerful technique that complements controlled breathing. Stress often manifests physically through tension in muscles, which can contribute to discomfort, headaches, and fatigue. Progressive muscle relaxation involves consciously tensing and then releasing different muscle groups in the body, starting from the feet and moving up to the head. By focusing on the contrast between tension and relaxation, you develop greater awareness of your body and learn to release habitual tension. This technique not only reduces physical stress but also helps the mind let go of anxious thoughts, creating a holistic sense of calm. Visualization and guided imagery can also be highly effective in promoting relaxation. This technique involves closing your eyes and imagining a peaceful, safe environment in vivid detail, engaging all your senses. For example, you might picture yourself on a quiet beach, feeling the sand under your feet, hearing the gentle waves, and smelling the fresh sea air. By mentally transporting yourself to a calming scene, the mind receives cues that reduce stress responses and foster a sense of tranquility. Visualization can be combined with deep breathing to amplify its calming effects, making it a versatile tool for managing anxiety in everyday life. In addition to these specific techniques, establishing a routine of short relaxation breaks throughout the day can significantly improve overall calmness. Even brief periods of mindful breathing, stretching, or meditation for 5 to 10 minutes can reset the nervous system and prevent stress from accumulating. These small interventions act as pressure valves, allowing you to maintain emotional balance and focus despite external chaos. Over time, these practices build resilience, making it easier to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively when faced with challenges. It is also important to recognize the role of posture and movement in relaxation. Slouched or tense postures can reinforce feelings of stress and anxiety, while upright and open postures promote a sense of alert calmness. Simple practices like consciously straightening your spine, relaxing your shoulders, and gently stretching your neck can make a noticeable difference in how your body responds to stress. Additionally, integrating light physical activities such as walking, yoga, or stretching into your daily routine enhances the effectiveness of relaxation techniques by improving circulation, releasing endorphins, and further reducing muscle tension. Combining breathing and relaxation techniques with mindfulness enhances their impact. While breathing focuses on regulating physiological responses, mindfulness trains the mind to observe thoughts without judgment, reducing mental agitation. For example, during a breathing exercise, you might notice intrusive thoughts arising. Rather than becoming frustrated, mindfulness encourages you to acknowledge these thoughts and return your focus to the breath. This synergy between body and mind creates a comprehensive approach to managing stress, allowing you to remain composed even in the most unpredictable circumstances. For many people, stress becomes chronic due to constant exposure to overwhelming stimuli, including work pressure, social obligations, and digital distractions. By incorporating controlled breathing and relaxation techniques into your daily life, you create a foundation for mental and physical resilience. These practices act as preventive measures, reducing the intensity of stress responses and helping you maintain equilibrium during crises. Over time, this consistency strengthens your ability to handle uncertainty, improves sleep quality, and enhances overall well-being. Finally, the effectiveness of these techniques increases with patience and regular practice. Like any skill, learning to calm your mind and body under stress requires time and dedication. Initially, results may be subtle, but persistent practice gradually builds a reliable capacity for relaxation that becomes accessible whenever it is needed. The key is to integrate these techniques into your lifestyle rather than treating them as occasional tools for emergencies. With commitment, controlled breathing and relaxation exercises become second nature, empowering you to navigate life's challenges with grace, focus, and inner peace. In a world full of constant stimuli, information overload, and unpredictable events, managing your environment and inputs is crucial for maintaining calm and mental clarity. The reality is that much of the chaos around us is influenced by what we allow into our minds, whether it be through the media, social networks, workplace demands, or interpersonal interactions. By consciously managing your environment and the information you consume, you can reduce unnecessary stress, protect your emotional well-being, and create space for more intentional living. The key is to recognize that external chaos does not have to dictate your internal state. While you cannot control every event in the world, you can control how much exposure you have to potentially harmful or overwhelming influences. One of the most significant sources of mental stress in modern life is the constant barrage of news and social media. While staying informed is important, overconsumption of negative news stories can fuel anxiety, fear, and a sense of helplessness. Headlines often focus on dramatic or sensationalized events, which can amplify feelings of danger and insecurity. By setting boundaries around media consumption, such as limiting the number of times you check the news each day or choosing reputable sources that report responsibly, you create a buffer between yourself and unnecessary stress. Scheduling specific times for news intake, rather than consuming it continuously, allows your mind to process information without becoming overwhelmed. Similarly, social media can be a double-edged sword. While it can foster connection and community, it can also contribute to comparison, envy, and anxiety. Scrolling endlessly through curated images and posts often leads to unrealistic perceptions of other people's lives, causing self-doubt and emotional turbulence. To mitigate this, it is helpful to curate your digital environment deliberately. This may involve unfollowing accounts that trigger negative emotions, muting notifications during work or rest periods, or using apps that limit screen time. By managing your digital inputs, you protect your mental space and cultivate a more balanced perspective, which is essential for remaining calm. The physical environment also plays a vital role in influencing mental state. Cluttered spaces, excessive noise, or disorganized surroundings can create subconscious stress, making it harder to think clearly or relax. Creating an environment that promotes calmness involves organizing spaces, reducing unnecessary stimuli, and incorporating elements that foster tranquility. Simple actions like keeping your workspace tidy, using natural light, adding plants, or creating a comfortable relaxation corner can have a profound impact on your mood and ability to focus. The goal is to design spaces that support mental clarity and emotional stability rather than contribute to chaos. Interpersonal interactions are another area where managing inputs is essential. People naturally encounter a range of personalities, some of which may be draining or toxic. Engaging constantly with individuals who are negative, critical, or overly dramatic can increase stress levels and erode calmness. While it is not always possible to avoid difficult relationships entirely, setting boundaries, limiting exposure, and prioritizing interactions with supportive and positive individuals can significantly improve emotional resilience. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire, encourage, and uplift you creates a protective buffer against external stressors, enabling a greater sense of inner peace. Time management is also an integral part of managing environmental inputs. Overcommitting or spreading yourself too thin can lead to mental exhaustion and heightened stress. Learning to say no, delegating tasks, and prioritizing activities that align with your values helps reduce the mental clutter that arises from constant demands. By controlling how you spend your time and energy, you create a structured environment that allows for moments of reflection, relaxation, and intentional action, all of which contribute to calmness in a chaotic world. Nature and quiet spaces serve as a natural antidote to overwhelming environments. Spending time outdoors, whether walking in a park, sitting by a body of water, or simply observing natural elements, has been shown to reduce stress hormones, lower heart rate, and promote mental clarity. Even brief periods of exposure to nature can reset the nervous system, allowing you to return to daily challenges with a calmer and more focused mind. Incorporating regular nature breaks or quiet reflection times into your routine ensures that your environment supports, rather than undermines, your mental well-being. Digital detoxes or intentional periods of disconnection can further enhance the management of environmental inputs. By stepping away from screens, notifications, and constant connectivity, you give your brain time to rest and recover. This temporary disconnection allows for deeper thinking, creativity, and self-reflection, which are often crowded out by constant digital noise. Even short breaks, such as a few hours or a day without social media or emails, can provide significant relief from mental clutter and help restore a sense of calm. The principle of input moderation extends to the type of information you consume for personal development and learning. While self-improvement content can be valuable, overwhelming yourself with excessive advice, productivity tips, or personal development materials can paradoxically increase stress and pressure. Choosing a few high-quality, reliable sources and focusing on one or two areas of growth at a time allows for steady progress without creating mental overload. By being selective and intentional about what you allow into your mind, you maintain clarity and reduce the chances of feeling mentally scattered. Mindful reflection also complements the management of environmental inputs. Taking time to assess how your surroundings, media consumption, and social interactions affect your emotional state allows you to make conscious adjustments. Journaling, meditation, or simply pausing to ask yourself how you feel after certain exposures helps develop awareness of what supports your calmness and what disrupts it. This process encourages proactive management of your environment rather than reactive coping after stress has already built up. Ultimately, managing your environment and inputs is about taking responsibility for what enters your mind and body. While it is impossible to eliminate all external chaos, consciously curating your experiences reduces unnecessary stress and strengthens your capacity for inner calm. By limiting exposure to negative media, creating organized and soothing physical spaces, surrounding yourself with supportive people, prioritizing your time, and incorporating periods of quiet and reflection, you establish a protective framework that fosters serenity. This proactive approach allows you to navigate life's unpredictability with composure, clarity, and a sense of balance, ensuring that the external chaos of the world does not dictate your inner peace. By consistently applying these strategies, managing your environment and inputs becomes second nature. You gradually develop the ability to recognize sources of stress before they impact you, make conscious choices about what you engage with, and create conditions that support your emotional and mental well-being. This conscious curation of your surroundings and information intake forms a foundational aspect of staying calm, proving that while the world may be chaotic, your internal state can remain centered, resilient, and serene. Cultivating emotional resilience and positive habits is a cornerstone of maintaining calm in a chaotic world. Life is inherently unpredictable, and stress, setbacks, and challenges are inevitable. While external circumstances may be beyond one's control, the internal ability to navigate these situations with balance and composure can be developed intentionally. Emotional resilience is not about suppressing feelings or avoiding difficulties. It is about developing the capacity to recover from adversity, manage emotional reactions effectively, and sustain mental equilibrium even in the face of chaos. Positive habits, in turn, reinforce this resilience by creating a stable foundation for mental, emotional, and physical well-being. The first step in cultivating emotional resilience is self-awareness. Understanding your emotions, triggers, and habitual responses allows you to respond to challenges consciously rather than react impulsively. Many people are swept away by their emotions because they fail to recognize them as they arise. By observing your feelings without judgment, you gain insight into patterns of behavior that may amplify stress. For example, noticing that you become anxious after checking certain news sources or engaging in specific social interactions enables you to take proactive steps to minimize their impact. This self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence, which strengthens resilience by allowing thoughtful, measured responses to adversity. Developing a mindset of adaptability is also essential for emotional resilience. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned, and rigid expectations often lead to frustration and distress. Resilient individuals understand that change is constant and learn to adjust their perspectives and strategies accordingly. Instead of seeing setbacks as insurmountable obstacles, they view them as opportunities for growth and learning. This shift in mindset reduces feelings of helplessness and increases a sense of control over one's responses. Adaptability involves accepting uncertainty, embracing flexibility, and cultivating a proactive approach to problem solving, all of which contribute to sustained calm and emotional balance. Building strong social support networks is another crucial element of resilience. Humans are inherently social beings, and meaningful connections provide emotional reinforcement during challenging times. Supportive relationships offer perspective, encouragement, and practical assistance, reducing the burden of stress. Investing time and energy in nurturing relationships with family, friends, and mentors creates a safety net that strengthens your ability to cope with adversity. Moreover, the practice of giving support to others also enhances your emotional well-being, as acts of kindness and empathy generate positive emotions and a sense of purpose, further reinforcing resilience. Positive habits are instrumental in sustaining emotional resilience. Daily routines that prioritize physical health, mental clarity, and emotional regulation create a stable framework for coping with stress. Regular exercise, for instance, not only improves physical fitness but also releases endorphins, reduces cortisol levels, and enhances mood. A consistent sleep schedule ensures the brain and body are well rested, improving cognitive function, decision-making, and emotional regulation. Balanced nutrition supports both mental and physical health, providing the energy and nutrients necessary to handle challenges effectively. These habits, when practiced consistently, act as protective mechanisms against the destabilizing effects of stress. Mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools for fostering emotional resilience. By training the mind to focus on the present moment and observe thoughts and emotions without judgment, individuals can reduce the impact of negative thinking patterns. Mindfulness helps prevent rumination, which is a common source of stress and anxiety. Meditation, even for short periods daily, strengthens the ability to remain centered and composed under pressure. Together, these practices enhance self-awareness, improve emotional regulation, and cultivate a sense of inner calm that persists despite external turbulence. Another important habit is practicing gratitude. Gratitude shifts attention from what is lacking or stressful to what is present and positive in life. This simple yet profound practice has been shown to reduce stress, improve mood, and increase resilience. By regularly reflecting on aspects of life that bring joy, comfort, or fulfillment, you reinforce a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity, which enhances emotional stability. Journaling or verbalizing gratitude can make this practice more concrete, creating a habitual framework for focusing on positivity even in difficult times. Resilient individuals also develop effective coping strategies for managing stress. These strategies can include problem solving, seeking social support, reframing negative thoughts, or engaging in creative or physical outlets to release tension. By having a repertoire of coping mechanisms, you are less likely to be overwhelmed by adversity. For instance, when facing a challenging situation at work, a resilient person might break the problem into manageable steps, seek advice from colleagues, or take a short walk to reset their mind, rather than reacting impulsively or becoming paralyzed by anxiety. Emotional resilience also involves setting healthy boundaries. Protecting your time, energy, and mental space is essential for sustaining calm. This might mean saying no to obligations that are draining, limiting interactions with negative influences, or carving out regular periods of rest and reflection. Boundaries help maintain a sense of control over your environment and reduce the likelihood of burnout. They reinforce the idea that while you cannot control every external factor, you can manage your engagement with the world in a way that supports your emotional well-being. Developing a long-term perspective is another aspect of resilience. Recognizing that challenges and difficult emotions are temporary allows you to maintain composure during trying times. Resilient individuals understand that setbacks are part of life and that their responses today influence their future emotional and mental state. This perspective reduces the intensity of immediate stress reactions and fosters patience, persistence, and a balanced approach to problem solving. It also encourages learning from difficulties rather than being defeated by them, turning adversity into a source of growth and insight. Finally, cultivating self-compassion is critical for emotional resilience. Many people are harsh critics of themselves, amplifying stress through negative self-talk or unrealistic expectations. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and patience that you would extend to a close friend. By acknowledging your struggles without judgment and offering yourself encouragement, you build emotional strength and reduce unnecessary suffering. Self-compassion reinforces the positive habits and coping strategies necessary for sustaining calm, creating a resilient inner foundation that supports long-term well-being. Incorporating all of these elements, self-awareness, adaptability, supportive relationships, positive habits, mindfulness, gratitude, effective coping strategies, boundaries, long-term perspective, and self-compassion, creates a comprehensive framework for emotional resilience. Together, they empower you to navigate life's uncertainties with balance, maintain composure under pressure, and respond to challenges with clarity and intentionality. Resilience is not a fixed trait but a skill that can be developed and strengthened through consistent practice. By cultivating emotional resilience and embedding positive habits into daily life, you create an internal environment that is resistant to chaos. External events may remain unpredictable, but your inner stability becomes a reliable anchor. This stability allows you to approach life with confidence, patience, and calm, making it possible to thrive even in the midst of uncertainty. Over time, these practices become ingrained, shaping a mindset and lifestyle that naturally supports serenity, balance, and sustained emotional well-being, ensuring that chaos in the outside world does not compromise your inner peace.